G'day, ladies and gents, and welcome back to Kingdom Come Deliverance with Mags, and looks like we're straight into a conversation.
I've been instructed to guide you around the monastery and tell you what you can expect and what your duties will be.
Thanks for prompting me during the rite.
Thanks for helping me out during the ceremony. I had no idea what I was supposed to do.
You don't know Latin, do you? Don't worry. Work in the Scriptorium will teach you fast enough. Why exactly are you here? Was it your choice? Or did someone force you to come?
Well, I wanted to become a monk. The monastery is the easiest path to an education. I like that one. I'm being punished. That later. No, education. I like that.
It was my choice. For a common lad like me, it's the easiest way to get an education and do something worthwhile with my life.
It looks like we're both here for the same reason. I think we'll get along.
Would you tell me something about yourself?
I'm a novice and I'm here because I'd make a poor merchant. I like books and I want an education. Although I must say, so far the monastic life's been quite unexpected.
Fair enough. Alright, let's go then. I want to find out what this place is all about so we can complete this.
But before we do, here's a letter directly from the prior telling you all your regular duties from tomorrow onwards. Make sure to read it this evening so you know how things work. Right, we can go now.
Okay, fair enough.
Follow me closely. I'll explain everything as we go. Remember one word.
Right.
Discipline. It's your job to work.
Oh no.
You serve the Lord now, not your own bodily needs.
Alright, can you hurry this up? Fuck. There's no way known I'm going to have this done by tomorrow morning and be back in Rattay.
Peace be with you.
I'm going to miss another tournament.
This is the way to the dormitory, where we all sleep. You'll find a free bed there, which is now yours.
Fair enough.
Do you know the first thing the monastery taught me? To appreciate sleep. We rise before dawn every day. Takes a bit of getting used to.
Yeah, fuck that for a joke.
Damn Sigismund. The lawlessness God be with this land.
This is the garden, a place for silent contemplation and meditation. Centuries ago, this monastery was founded by the most esteemed of brothers, Saint Procopius. His earthly remains can be found in a cave under the monastery, and his spirit wanders the corridors at night, punishing any misbehaving novices.
That's the cave that was mentioned.
So beware. Here are the frattery and Scriptorium,
How do you access that?
together with the library. These are the places where we work. Ora et labora. Pray and work. As a novice, you must always listen to your superior brethren. And above us monks are the prior and the cicatas, who punish every infraction. You'll know them by the canes they carry. Do what they say.
Fair enough.
This is the refectory, where we come together to eat. During meals, you must be silent. Only one brother reads aloud from the Rule of Saint Benedict.
The rule is the only law we recognize, with the exception of those from God himself. If you break any of its precepts, expect a swift punishment. But I've already told you about this. The library, the pride of our monastery, a trove of learning.
Check it out.
We don't just read books here, we also copy them. You too will learn how. And that's all.
You don't write them.
Today
Why?
you are still free from duty, but tomorrow you begin work like the others. If you need anything, ask any of the brothers. We'll be glad to help you. And I recommend you get to know the other novices. You already know me. Then there is Siskin, Yodok, and Lucas.
Thanks for showing me around. There's a lot to learn here.
Tell me to search for pious. No, that would be a bad idea, I think. Yourself, we get a hold of some lockpicks. That seems to be being a bit too front.
I'd like to ask you something about the monastery.
Who's in charge?
Are there any rifts between the brothers?
Yes. From the moment talk began about electing a new abbot, it's been like a hornet's nest here. Strange you haven't noticed.
Well, I've only just arrived. I haven't been able to meet anyone.
Tell me something about electing the abbot.
Abbot Peter is old,
When he dies, they'll have to select a new abbot from amongst the brethren. The candidates are John and Nevlas. And if you ask me for my opinion, Nevlas is definitely the right man. Unfortunately, no one cares about my opinion because novices get no say.
Tell me something about life here.
Work, prayer, as if you didn't know. We serve God, and that's the central truth of our lives.
I hate it
What are
already.
the roles of the various monks here?
Someone takes care of the library, someone else the garden. The abbot supervises everyone, and in his absence, the prior. But it's the circators you should worry about. They're the brothers who'll make sure we observe the rule. They can be quite strict, so if you want to avoid getting punished, always act righteously and do your duties honestly.
They seem like they'll be the most fun. I mean, work, prayer. Where's the time for the fun? Much prefer my priest that I met last time. Yeah, there's nothing else here that I really want to ask. Not really. This is a hell of a library, though. Okay, they're all marked as owned, and taking any of them would be stealing, so that won't be happening just yet. It's clever what they've done with the glass here to hide the fact that it's not really the town outside, and this is an isolated part of the map.
Forbidden books must be in that cabinet.
Forbidden books.
And how exactly did I know that? What forbidden books, by the way? Oh. They've taken the last of my stuff. I had my lockpicks and I had my dagger. They're gone. Shit. Well, the dagger's not so much of an issue, but I'm going to have to find me some lockpicks. Nothing to pick up. Alright. And it looks like everybody is up. Go to the church for prayer and mass. Oh, this is going to be an interesting day. Brother. I wish you bastards would walk faster. Seriously, there is no option here for me to be able to walk this slow. I can't do it without crouching and sneaking, which might look a little bit suspicious. Alright, so the goals for the day, we've got to complete through whatever our daily tasks are going to be, and in the process I need to find lockpicks. And a dagger would be nice. It's not necessary, but it would be nice. I mean, I can kill this guy if I find him without the dagger. But it would make things a hell of a lot cleaner, quieter, and easier if I could have a dagger. Alright, I guess I'm standing here. I'm going to make the assumption after Henry's last effort that he's not singing here. that it? We done? Ah, yeah. Apparently pray in silence.
Rule of Saint Benedict. Readings on daily matter. Idleness is the enemy of the soul. Therefore,
Okay, so I guess I'm supposed to sit down here?
And again at fixed hours in sacred reading. To that end, we think that the times for each may be prescribed as follows. From Easter,
And apparently we are going to sit and eat.
when they come out from prime in the morning, let them labor at whatever is necessary.
We're all eating, but nobody said grace or anything in here. Is this not a thing, or does the chanting this morning make up for that?
After the 6th hour, having left the table, let them rest on their beds in perfect silence. Or if anyone may perhaps want to read, let him read to himself in such a way as not to disturb anyone else. Let nonere be said rather early, at the middle of the 8th hour, and let them again do what work has to be done.
This
until
is like
vespers.
having
Weak
breakfast
or
while
sickly
listening to
brethren
the
should be assigned a task or craft of
worst,
such a nature as to keep them from
worst
idleness and at the
early
same time
morning
not to overburden
buddy
them or
Christian
drive them
television
away
show
with
or
excessive
something.
toil. Their weakness must be taken into consideration by the abbot. The rule of Saint Benedict. Readings on the abbot. Therefore, when anyone receives the name of abbot, he ought to govern his disciples with a twofold teaching. That is to say, he should show them all that is good and holy.
What the hell are we
by
supposed to
his
be
deeds
eating anyway?
More than by his words, expounding the Lord's commandments in words to the intelligent among his disciples, but demonstrating the divine precepts by his actions for those of harder hearts and ruder minds. The abbot should always remember what he is and what he is called, and should know
Fucking hell,
that
how
from
long is this
him
gonna drag
more
out
is
for?
permitted. From him more is required. Let him make no distinction of persons in the monastery. Let him not love one more than another, unless it be one whom he finds better in good works or in obedience. And let him not shut his eyes to the faults of offenders, but, since he has the authority, let him cut out those faults by the roots as soon as they begin to appear. Remembering the fate of Heli, the priest of Silo. The well-disposed and those of good understanding, let him correct with verbal admonition the first and second time. But bold, hard, proud, and disobedient characters, he should curb at the very
Rain.
beginning of their ill will by stripes and other bodily punishments. Knowing that it is written, the fool is not corrected with words. And again,
Yes, I know there's a
beat
tourney
your son
happening and
with
I'd
the
rather
rod,
be there.
and
I'm
make
going to have to be
another
perfectly
sword
blunt here. Like, it's really cool that they're trying to do the whole simulated monastery thing, but I'm already bored out of my fucking mind and ready to kill every single person inside of this entire place just to ensure I get the one to complete the quest. I'm ready to murder this entire monastery, and I've been doing this quest for about 20 minutes. There's nobody here I care about. There's nobody here I'm interested in. And this whole routine, as much as I know it's the game trying to make it clear how monotonous the lifestyle is, has already turned me to murder. So I'm going to warn everybody right now, it is entirely possible that unless this gets really interesting really quickly, that I may just start dragging these brothers off into side rooms and snapping their necks because I can. You know, one after another. We'll start with the, what are they, I forget what they're called. The ones that are supposed to enforce the law. I'll start with those, and then I'll work my way up until everybody dies. I mean, I know some of you guys are laughing right now. Either that or you're typing up messages ridiculing me in the comments for this. But I'm watching my recording time here at the moment. We're on 24 minutes. I started recording about 2 minutes before I got Henry out of bed while I was getting this all prepped. And at this point, we haven't done anything except follow this sequence to breakfast. We have not looked at any storyline. I've had no conversations. Nothing. Nothing has happened of any kind except this. So I guess now the sermon stopped. Maybe I can talk.
What do you desire,
You can
Brother
talk.
Gregor?
Okay, that's something. That's something. I can't ask any of them that. If I ask any of them that, I'm going to look like a suspect. I guess if we get
I'd
some
like to ask
information
you
out of
something
you.
about the monastery.
You tell me about the other novices. That seems like the best
What
option.
can you tell me about the novices here?
And what can I say? You're here to demonstrate your devotion to God and to live a monastic life. After a year, you can make your vows and become a fully fledged brother.
Yeah, I can tell you
I
that
meant
won't be
something
happening.
specific about the brothers that are here.
But you know them yourself. Yorick is an odd
I don't know
one,
any of them.
but he's diligent and eager, perhaps too eager. Siskin is good company, but a bit too worldly for a monk. Antonius is hard-working and will help with anything, but prays less than he ought. Lucas is as quiet as a mouse, and no one knows much about him. And then we have you, about who I know nothing.
I'll be perfectly honest, I would rather keep it that way. Okay, so that's interesting. So that's our target has to be one of the novices. At least that narrows down the murder spree.
What are the roles of the various monks here?
Well, the abbot is the head, but he's not here now. Then there's the prior, the sub-prior, the librarian, the porter, many others. As a novice, you should be particularly mindful of the cicadas. They're the ones who maintain
Cicadas.
discipline and punish bad
Okay, that's their
behavior.
name.
I'm interested in the monastery's history.
Well, it was founded by Saint Procopius 500 years ago. After his death, heretics occupied the place for some time. But then the order was restored and the brothers of the true faith returned.
That's interesting.
Heretics, you say?
They wanted to worship God with some foreign rituals, in a language foreign to God. They were driven away, and their books burned. Praise be to our Lord Jesus.
Can you tell me something about the rule of St. Benedict?
7 centuries ago, St. Benedict of Nursia wrote a collection of monastic rules, which we still follow today. They're read at every meal. The fundamental precepts
so that's a
are
sermon we're listening
obedience,
to.
work, and prayer. We're fully devoted to serving God. The outside world, beyond the monastery walls, is foreign to us.
Do you never want to know what's going on out there?
And what should be going on? The sky is just as blue, the grass is just as green. Perhaps the rulers change, but the greatest ruler of them all will remain unchanged throughout the ages.
Tell me something about life here.
Prayer, work, obedience. That just about sums it up.
Yeah, I'm not going to
Are
get
there ever
along
any
with this
disagreements
place.
between the brothers?
Unfortunately, yes. The biggest quarrel right now are about the election
Yeah,
of
that
the
was
new
mentioned
abbot.
by the other
I
guy.
can already see poor Peter in his grave.
Tell me something about electing the abbot.
Well, the old abbot is practically on his deathbed. There are 2 candidates. Half the monastery wants John, the other half Navlas. There's no chance they'll come to an agreement, but you probably already noticed the atmosphere around here.
I arrived and I have not had a chance
Tell
to
me
speak
about
to
John.
anybody, so no.
John is Cicada and the oldest brother here. It would be only natural if he took the crozier from Peter. He has experience, merit, and composure. He'd lead the monastery wisely.
I'd like to know about Nevlas.
Neblas manages the monastery's properties. He doesn't have the most experience, but his drive and heart are pure. His faith firm, and his ideas rational. Although perhaps he's too keen to change our routines here, which many brothers don't like.
Why does it matter so much who wins?
Because the future direction of the monastery hangs in the balance. The younger brothers feel they have to work more than their superior brothers, and that some brothers are more concerned with their own comfort than with worshipping God. The older brothers take a different view. They say the younger monks want privilege they haven't earned, and each side is its own candidate.
So, basic politics then.
I thought politics weren't part of the monastic way of life.
You're right. But we know nothing besides the monastery, and the abbot's decision can influence our entire life.
Some of the brothers take it very personally.
Again, politics.
Who's in
Great.
charge of things around here?
Oh, Abbot Peter is the administrator of the monastery, but you won't see him. He's always travelling on. On top of that, he's old and infirm. Perhaps the good Lord will bless him with many more years of life.
And what happens when the old abbot dies?
Well, then we elect a new one.
Are there any candidates to be the new abbot?
Yes, there are.
Yeah, we've just sort of discussed
Brothers
this.
John and Nevlas. Cursed elections. Since the brothers began talking about them, there's only been strife in the monastery. On one side are brothers who'd like to see John as abbot, on the other, those who support Nevlas. And they seem to be capable of fighting about it forever.
Okay, so pretty much modern politics then. Can you leave the monastery?
Can you
Might be a
leave
silly
the
question. I
monastery?
think I already know the answer,
Where
but
would you go? You've everything you need here. Anyway, all the doors here are closed and locked tight, so no one can get in or out.
so I need to find a way to get
Who
out of
would you
here.
like to be the new abbot?
Well, the old abbot isn't dead yet. It's too early to talk about elections. But if I had to choose between the two who are already putting themselves forward, John would be my choice.
And that's it, just straight back to eating. Oh, thank you. Okay, go to work in the frattery, report to Provost Nevlas. Nevlas! This is one of the candidates. Okay. In here? Brother Nevlas.
I'm Gregor, a novice.
I know. I saw you at the ceremony. My name is Nevlas, and I'm the provost here. I'm in charge of the monastery's property, as well as handling trade with the outside world.
That means you get to leave the monastery.
No, not at all. I just write lists and send them out.
I'm here for daily
I'm
duties.
here to work.
Excellent. I've been waiting for you. There's the alchemist's laboratory. You'll find ingredients in the chests next to it. Today's task, 2 cockerel potions. Once you finish them, you'll find me somewhere nearby. Don't forget to let me know when you're done so I can check them.
Right, 2 cockerel potions. Shield. Alchemy lab. Okay. Start alchemy. Cockerel potions. Digestive cockerel. Aye, he whose eyelids are falling and his body ceases to serve him as yet. Long journey and drink this potion to restore his energy. You will need spirits, a handful of valerian, and 2 mint. Grind the mint. Boil the mint for 1 turn. Add the valerian and boil for 2 more turns and distill. So 1 valerian, 2 mint. Alright, so bandages. You know what? I'm actually going to take those because I may need them. In the bag. Page torn from a book. Fair enough. A monk. Aha, okay, so bandages. Okay, starting off with spirits. What spirits? Spirits, yes, okay. Mint. Mortar. And we'll grab a second handful of mint. And we grind that one up. Into the cauldron. One turn and turn the hourglass. Second turn, or second pull on the bellows. Valerian in. Rotate the sandglass. Third pull. Fourth. Rotate the sandglass. One. And two. Why can I not? Yeah, I want to pass it through the steel. The cauldron, I want to get through the steel. Can't half tell that I have not done anywhere near enough alchemy in this game. I'm not sure how to get this done. I know... Maybe... Aha! Alright. Hey, I got it right. Alright, so that's one. Just one. Only one. Alright, mint. It's pissing down outside. See, at least this is mildly interesting. I'm working out how to do all the tricks to the alchemy and practicing around and getting my skills up. I can deal with this. I've been needing to do this for ages, in fact. Alright. One pull on the barrows. Flip the sandglass. Second pull on the bellows. And it's ended in the cauldron. Another pull on the bellows. Flip the sandglass. Second shot of the bellows. And third shot at the bellows. Sandglass again. Fourth. Sandglasses run out. Still, I'm not even going to slow it down. Okay, cool.
Praise be to Christ, brother.
Alright, submit
I finished my
potions.
work.
Show me what you've made. Spectacular, Gregor. You've found your talent. Soon enough, you'll be teaching the other novices.
It took me a couple of shots, but maybe. Actually, no, because I've got other places to be. Now, if I'm right... Yep, neglecting my daily schedule. Yep, alright. So, until I get an indicator to say I've got to go to another place, I stay here. So, what else can I make? Digestive potion, cockerel. Made that. Save your snaps. Marigold decoction. You need water, a handful of nettles, and 2 marigold. Drop the nettle into the water and cook for 1 turn. Leave to cool. Drop the marigold in, but don't boil it anymore. This should be a fairly easy one. So 2 marigold, 1 nettle. Nettle, let's grab 2, and marigold, let's grab 4, so enough for marigold decoction. Alright. Just double check the details here. Marigold decoction. Yeah, water. The nettle into the water and cook for 1 turn, leave to cool. It's a pretty straightforward one. So, no, shoot. Wrong one, no, and there's no way to stop it. Reset. No wine. I don't think I've actually got any potions that use wine yet. There we go. Okay, so 1 of the nettle. And then pull. And second. And that should be it. Then we grab the marigolds. We're going to let it cool right down so the fires die. Alright, so we're going to go to the Scriptorium, but we'll finish this off first. And with it cooled off, we should be just a matter of pouring it. And brewed marigold decoction. Cool. Alright, so we actually got some stuff done there and got a couple of points in alchemy, which is nice. Alright, so next. There's no door. And that's neglecting daily duties. So I'm guessing this one. I'm here for daily duties.
I'm here to work.
Good. This is most likely the first time you've ever done this in your life. But it's easier than you think. Just a bit of practice and learning Latin. Here's the original.
That shouldn't be too hard.
Here are the blank parchments on which you'll copy what you read in the original. Is that clear? Then you may begin, and try not to make a mess of it.
Brother?
Okay.
What are you doing here? Shouldn't you be working somewhere? Idle hands are the devil's workshop.
This is where I'm meant to be.
You're right, brother.
This is your first warning. Don't do it again.
This is where I'm meant to be. Wow, this place really is a church. You get in trouble for doing the things that you're meant to be doing. Alright, so let's take a look at this. Okay, so how does this work? It's got 4 translation options, or 3 translation options rather. Looks like we're just trying to do the first paragraph. Well, first letter is gum, or first word's gum. There's only one with gum on it, so... Oh, this is a clusterfuck to try and read. I wonder if it's this bad because my reading skill is low, or if it's just this bad. I'll go with that. Okay. Where's the... Looks like we're reading the paragraph again. First one. It definitely ends with an I on the first word, so Vendi. Yeah, I think that's it. I think it's the top one. Yeah, we'll go with that. Alright, top paragraph again. Alright, so it's definitely Ramus is the first word. R-A-M-U-S. It is very clear. There's a clear gap between the... It looks more like an R to me, but that doesn't line up with either of these translations. So, Atqui, but there's a diviner between the two. Okay, so apparently we only had to grab 3 of those. Fair enough. Oh, and that is the single most annoying scratching that I think I've ever heard. Who thought that was a good idea from sound? Fingernails on a chalkboard. Okay, so apparently we are done. Now let's see if I got it right. Yeah, alright. For the librarian.
Good work. I can see you have talent.
Okay, so apparently I did a reasonably good job of it. Can I talk to you now?
Gregor, talk to me.
Can I learn something about the other novices in the
Is
library?
it possible to learn something about the other novices in the library?
Only the abbot and the prior keep such records.
And can I see them?
No. The abbot writes and keeps his records in his chambers, and only he and the prior are permitted to read them.
Okay, so I need to get access to the abbot's offices. Fair enough. Do you know what this page is? It seems to be torn out of a book.
I found this piece of parchment.
It looks like it's been ripped out of a book. Do you know what it is?
It appears to be a page torn out of Ovid.
Ovid? What is that? Is it the name of a book?
Not what, but who? Ovid was a
Excuse
great
me.
Roman poet.
Dick.
We have a few volumes by him in the library, but one of them vanished one day. Now I believe I can guess what happened. Brother Eustace, may the earth rest lightly on him, was quite narrow-minded when it came to classical literature. If a book had any mention of woman at all, he condemned it as a heretical work. If he'd had his way, all such books would have been burned. Ovid's The Art of Love must have been such a thorn in his side that he stole it from the library, tore it up, and hid the pages wherever he could.
Do you want me to put it back together?
Oh, would you like me to put the book back together again?
Absolutely. Eustace's wits weren't the sharpest, so I'm sure he didn't destroy any of the pages. I imagine he hid them throughout the monastery. It might take you a while to find them all, but when you do, you can rest assured Ovid will return to his rightful place in the library.
Good. I'll look around for it.
Wonder if that'll give me access to any areas that I wouldn't normally
It's of
have
no
access
great
to.
importance, but if you can find all 10 pages, I'll be most grateful.
Only 10 pages. And I found one apparently, so that's cool. Tell me something about the book.
Can you tell me something about the book?
The Art of Love is a sort of manual instructing young people how to find and maintain love. It's a lovely work. I don't understand what bothered Eustace so much about it, but as I was saying, he considered the book to be immoral and tore it up to stop it corrupting any of his brothers.
Where should I look?
If I knew, I wouldn't have asked you to do it. The pages of the book could be hidden anywhere, from the garden to the refectory.
I have to say, if they're in the garden, they're probably pretty knackered at this point.
I found a few pages of the torn-up book, but I still don't have them all.
Wonderful. Keep looking, then. I'm sure you can find the rest.
Alright, so that's it. And he doesn't have any more work for me. Fair enough. You're kidding me. Two out of 10. On Prague. Anyways, ladies and gents, I'm going to call this one for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed suffering with the monotony with me. Although, as you can see, there is definitely some gems of storylines in here, but it's just a long process to get to. And keep in mind, what you've seen so far, I've cut quite a bit out in order to accelerate that. So anyways, once again, there's going to be 2 episodes of KCD this week. This is today's, and there's going to be another one tomorrow to conclude the next section of the monastery. It's probably not going to conclude the entire storyline, but it should get things moving along at a pretty acceptable rate. And there may be a video in between as well. Anyways, guys, until then, remember to click that like button if you did, share and subscribe if you would like to see more, and as always, take care.